Hi everyone, Mike here with March 2019 Etsy sales update. So March, as you can see here, was again, I'm going to go with an all right month, and I'll explain why. Because 15 orders uh, doesn't seem that impressive at all. But I've made a lot of changes, and I've spent a lot less time over the last couple of months working on Etsy. That this is actually okay for the amount of time that I've put in. And like I said, the reason is because Etsy is way more profitable than some of the other platforms, including Merch by Amazon, that these 15 orders translate to about $90 in profits. I'm not currently running any ads. I am running a few sales, but I'm not spending any additional money on Etsy, where a couple of months ago, well, actually last year, maybe November, December, I was running ads and it was costing me probably, let's say, $2 a sale when you average it out. So my profit margin would have been lower. So let's look at some of this closer and compare it to some of the other months. So 15 orders, revenue $370 for the total profit of about $90. Total views 2,400 with about 1,100 visits to my store and my listings. As you can see here, there weren't sales every day. There were a few sales at the beginning of the month, then a couple days nothing. Then I had a big day over here with one order, and somebody bought, as you can see, 7 items, which is great, and then it's been sporadic. Sales have picked up over the last week or 2 weeks, but again, nothing crazy where, I'm still not making a sale. I would say every day I'm almost there. Let's go back a few months to see what's happened. This is December. This is December of 2018. As you can see here, 41 orders, total revenue of $757. And as you can see here, like this is just before Christmas, so the big Christmas shopping was done at the beginning of the month. But let's compare this to March. 41 orders, revenue 757. 15 orders and revenue is just under half of that, which is a big difference, right? Then we had January, and in January I had 16 orders for a total revenue of 293. Again, 15 orders, revenue 370, so big difference. And then the month before, February, 10 orders for total revenue of 200, but again, February was a little slower on Merch by Amazon, eBay as well, and just overall it's a slower month. So let's look at December and March. In December, I had about 1,800 listings live. So that's 1,800. And I was running ads. And there are a lot of listings, for example, that I know weren't showing up in search. My titles and keywords were not exactly where they should have been. But still, this was, it was paying off. Right now I have about 700 listings live. I'm running no ads, and I'm still making about like I said, $100, $90 in profit. And here's my conclusion. The conclusion is that I can definitely bump this up, and I have a few plans for April in the summer. So my sales are definitely going to go up, because I am going to lower my profit margin because right now I'm hovering around $6 a sale. And I'm going to work on my shipping costs because I'm still charging people for shipping, and I have maybe half of these listings advertised as free shipping where I've included the cost of shipping in my listing. I was actually doing the math, and my Merch by Amazon March sales were around 300 sales with over $700 in profits because my profit margin is about $3. If on Etsy I had 300 sales, my profit would have been $1,800, which is huge, right? That's a big difference. So I'm thinking that's kind of the angle that I'm going to play going forward. I'm definitely going to include very competitive prices. I might start running promoted listings, maybe a few bucks a day, so that there are more listings picked up. And I've actually just integrated my Pinterest with my Etsy store, which means that there are going to be a lot more of my direct listings advertised through Pinterest. So we're going to see how that works and if it's actually a valuable integration. So overall, 15 orders, revenue $370 for the total profit of about $90. Not too bad for basically not doing any work, but there's a lot of potential, and I definitely have a lot of ideas in mind. Another side note I just wanted to mention to everybody, and I'll mention this over a few videos. I've been getting a lot of requests to talk about kind of behind the scenes things, to talk about certain topics that where the best format for them isn't a video format. So what I'm going to do is I've started a podcast where I'm going to be discussing other topics as well, but basically a lot of the print on demand, Etsy, Printful, Merch by Amazon, and other things in a lot more detail, and I'm going to be uploading them to this channel. So if you start seeing those and some of the topics are not exactly what I've been posting regularly, ignore those videos if you're not into them, but there will be actually a lot more where I go into detail and talk about what it actually took to get to tier 6,000. I discuss certain topics that are about my online store, Etsy, Printful, FBA, other ways of actually making money and connecting stores to Printful and other things. So there's a lot of different topics that people have asked me to talk about, and I just don't see the video platform as the best platform for it. So I'm going to introduce that as well, where you guys can still listen to the podcast on YouTube, but if you want to listen to it on the go, you'll actually have that option because I'll include some other links down below. Let me know how your March went, what kind of plans you have going forward, maybe for the summer or even for April, what your sales are like. I'm curious. I feel like I'm not doing a lot with Etsy, and I feel like I can do so much more. And that's about it. As always, thanks.